Hey, how's it going, everyone? We are back live again today for another live stream for AppSheet training and for our Crew Technologies. And so today we are going to be kicking off with revolutionizing your processes. So no code solutions for directors and managers. I've got a use case prepared for y'all, but as always, hey, how's it going, David? Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, so feel free to start posting your thoughts and comments in the chat. Would love to hear what you're working on, ask questions. I really want to dive into ways that we can help you improve your business workflows and automations. Again, this webinar is kind of customized for directors and managers, but wherever you might, like whatever role you might find yourself in right now, if you're finding success with AppSheet, feel free to throw it in the chat and we can troubleshoot and work on ways to improve your business workflows with AppSheet. And so, yeah, we're going to be looking at some no-code solutions today with that. So feel free to start sending those questions, comments, thoughts, ideas into the chat. I do have a bit of an update for our TaskDirector app that we made yesterday. But again, we'll be coming on live every day at 3 p.m. And so our goal is to help you as business professionals improve your business workflows, get to enjoy your work as you're not having to do the mundane tasks every time a new thing is added to your plate. We can turn that into an automation. That way you can spend more time doing the things that you love and less time doing the things that aren't as fun and in the day-to-day. All right, so good to see David joining the chat here. And yeah, so I guess without further ado, let's just jump straight into the session. That way we have plenty of time for y'all to discuss your ideas, look at what we've got prepared today. And like I said, we've got, let's see, I've got 4 segments plus the live Q&A. And so we'll go through like data structure, and then we'll talk about essential features for directors and managers in this updated version of the Task Tracker application. And then we have customization and user interfaces and how we can like customize it for that. I also have some like questions that I'll ask you guys and see what your thoughts are there. And looks like we got another commenter. Awesome. Hey, Dale. And so Dale's asking, if it fits the scope of the video, can you speak to the pros and cons of using the new built-in AppSheet database tools? That's a good idea. So I'll go ahead and throw this one up on the screen. So pros and cons using database tool versus Google Sheets. So I will definitely get to that one. I'll kind of save that for once we get into the session. Let's just do a side-by-side, and let's, I've got my Google Sheets kind of prepared. So we'll have the Google Sheets version, and then we'll take a look at AppSheet database features. There's some definite pros and cons to using both. I think the main one is going to be like the amount of rows allocated, as Google Sheets can handle a little bit more right now, I think. But AppSheet databases are improving that side. And then there's some cool like view options within databases. They have a Kanban view that I'm like super impressed with. So yeah, we'll talk about that, and that'll go perfect with what we're doing today with the Task Tracker. So great question there, Dale. Awesome. So yeah, y'all just keep the questions rolling in, and however we can help you. That's my goal here for these sessions, as we're going to have them every day. It's kind of free form, whatever you're working on in the moment. We'll throw it up here and see if we can help you guys out. All right, so without further ado, let me get the video started and let's get into it. All right, like I said, welcome to the live stream. We are Crew Technologies, AppSheet, it's what we do. We are hoping to help you with your business processes to help you get results-oriented business automations that helps you with your everyday tasks. So our professional services include no-code development, no-code consulting, and no-code training. We're hoping to empower the citizen developers out there, IT teams, whoever is interested in utilizing this no-code technology. We want to help empower your businesses with the tools that we believe are going to set your business up for future success and success now. All right. So with that, also don't forget to schedule a call with us if you do have questions there. You can find those links in the description below. All right. Okay, so let's get into the core context of what we're going to be talking about today. So, like I said, we've got our business use case, which is primarily discussing this task tracker app. We'll talk about Dale's question there about the comparison of sheets to AppSheet databases and how those two kind of compare one-to-one. So we'll just do a one-to-one comparison, and you guys can pick the one that you like the most. So how does no-code technologies and AppSheet in general empower directors and managers to do their jobs more efficiently, or just to help them enjoy their jobs even more? So no-code tools like AppSheet help directors and managers by enabling them to create custom applications without coding. We talked about this definition yesterday. This is a little bit more customized to why this type of platform might be applicable to directors and managers. So streamlining workflows, enhancing data accessibility, and boosting overall productivity. And the way we're going to display that today is through our task tracker app, and it's actually called TaskDirector. So we've got a new table in there that I'll show you in just a minute when we get into the data structure, and then we'll go ahead and talk about the question that Dale submitted, where we're comparing side-by-side AppSheet databases versus Google Sheets. All right, so let's take a look at the data structure. I'm actually going to share this Google Sheet tab with you guys, and I'll zoom in a little bit for us so we can see what's going on. All right, so this is similar to what we designed yesterday on the live stream, which is just a basic task tracker app. Renamed it to TaskDirector just because it's doing a little bit more than just tracking tasks. So as you can see, we now have a project table, we have a task table, and a user table down here at the bottom. We have our team members there at the bottom, or sorry, right here on this column, who it's going to be created by over here. And let's just go by column so that you can understand the data structure that we're working with here. All right, so first, we always have our ID column because we want to make sure we know, we can tell AppSheet this is the key. This is how you're going to identify the file that we're looking for. Okay, and then next we have a name. This will end up being our label. So for this one, just for the example, we have Project A, Project B, and Project C. So that's how we'll identify the record we're looking for. So maybe you can think of like a card display or a screen. AppSheet calls them views. You can click on that card, and then that will open up the detailed view of the specific record that you're hoping to display there. We have the description here of the project, so a little bit more information on what these assigned team members will actually be doing for the project, when the project is due, so when they must complete the different things assigned on the project, what the project status is, so similar to what we had yesterday, in progress, not started, and completed. And then we have our project leads. So these are the team members that are going to be like the main point of contact for the project. And we can also, I'm going to show you a new thing that we didn't talk about yesterday that kind of goes into creating an enum list with a base type of ref, so you can add multiple members to a single card. And then we'll also touch on a little bit of the data validity feature there. All right, and then these are just timestamps right there, and then who created the record, just so we have clarity on who's inputting data where. All right, so that's our project table right there, and did the little cleanup trick that I showed you guys yesterday. And then moving over here, we now have the task table. So this one's a little bit different because we now have a relationship to the project table. So we have the task table listed here, and then the project table over here. And here's the foreign key, project ID, that's relating it back to the project table. And so if we click on one of these records inside of AppSheet, we'll actually see related tasks. And so we'll see like a drop down view, not necessarily a drop down view, but just like a list of records of all the different tasks. Um, and then you can click on each of those individual tasks, but they'll be associated with the correct project. Um, this is one of my favorite features of AppSheet. There's a lot of other no-code platforms that try to do this, like relational structure, and it's a bit confusing. But with AppSheet, kind of once you understand conceptually what's going on with references, parent-child relationships, and such, it really unlocks, a whole another like potential for use cases that you're like hoping to work on within your app, and you start thinking about like, okay, how do these entities relate to each other, rather than just like one big table that you're trying to kind of consolidate all this information on. You can kind of start separating it out. We call that data normalization, right? Okay, so we have our ID column again here in the task table, along with the project ID, and then the task name, task description, the assigned employee. So this one, I believe this one's just going to be a single employee. Yep. And so we'll have that one. And just for uniformity, we'll do assigned team member. And then due date over here, task priority, task status, and then created date time and created by. And let me go ahead and highlight these and make sure we take out those Google Sheets formulas, as we don't need those. Let's see if they're, yeah, same thing over here. So just doing Control C and then Control Shift V to take out the formula and just have the actual date time it was added. All right. And then we'll do the same thing here. So last table we'll look at is our user table. And so going to add myself as a user as well before I forget. And so adding my name here and my email. And then we'll do revenue. And we don't really need the phone number column. These are just fake data, but yeah, so we'll just keep it like that. And then go ahead and move that one down and change the date back to the 25th. Or we can just leave it. That would be okay. Actually, I'll go ahead and make it like that one. Okay, so yeah, that's the basic data structure there for the application that we're going to be looking at today. Let's go ahead and transfer this over to an AppSheet database. So let me go ahead and pull up AppSheet, and I'll go ahead and open up a new AppSheet database. I always forget that that's like a thing now too, because I'm just so used to opening up a new Google Sheet that I've kind of like trained myself to just use Google Sheets. So let me actually create a new database. And let's do a side-by-side comparison on how these two different like options might work. Okay, so starting from scratch again. So we'll share this tab over here. It's our AppSheet database. Just created it. So basic steps to get over here is you're just going to go to appsheet.com, and then you go new and add your database there. All right. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and just do some copy paste from our original Google Sheets. So TaskDirector, and we'll just call this AppSheet database version. and this will be our Google Sheets version over here. I don't think I'm going to be able to copy and paste these columns. Let's see. I actually haven't used AppSheet databases too much. Yeah, so you will have to like fill out each of them a little bit, which is a little bit more tedious, but that's okay. Okay, so first table that we need is project table. It looks like you can have some permissions already set, a table description, a time zone. That's cool. And then table locale. All right. So I think yeah, okay. I was like, took a second to load there. So we got the project table, and then we're going to create a new table. This is going to be our, let's see. Okay. This is going to be our task table. My brain blinked there for a second. And then last table that we need is our user table. All right, save that one. Okay, so then back over to our spreadsheet. And actually we're gonna need an ID column. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the ID column there and move this all the way over. Now, I think this is saying that this is the label right here. I think that's what that's denoting. And so this is going to be project name, right? And then it already got statuses for us, so that's awesome. And we have who it's assigned to. Perfect. So really all we need right here is those unique IDs. So we'll go ahead and take these. It might let me paste these unique IDs. Okay, so it's just one row at a time, which not too bad, but not ideal either. Okay, so we got that one. And let's just do one more. And then let's see. Okay, so we can just right click and delete the row there. Okay, the column count and types need to match. The column count and types need to match. I just found that out today. All right, the column count and types need to match. I guess I'm not sure what you're meaning there, Dale. Column types and the column count and types need to match. Maybe you're talking about like the regeneration. I'm assuming that's the same as like Google Sheets. That was one thing that I was like, oh, in order to copy and paste from Sheets. I gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Sweet. Thanks for the heads up there. Yeah, so that was one thing that I was wondering about with AppSheet databases. If you guys use Bubble, in Bubble you can just like add new columns, and then it just like updates the data kind of simultaneously. I don't know how it's actually happening on the back end side there. But like with AppSheet, you have to do the regeneration every time you're adding a new column. And I thought it was going to be similar to how Bubble does their database on Bubble, where it just updates and there's no like regeneration because it's all in the same kind of system, I guess. But yeah, you still have to use the regeneration feature. You're talking about text versus number versus etc. Yeah, so yeah, keep the questions coming. I'm kind of testing this out along with y'all. I don't use the AppSheet databases too much. I believe it's still in beta. It's still a newer like feature that they've added. And so yeah, we haven't like implemented this in a lot of new projects yet. So, but I love testing new stuff, so let's keep trying it out. All right, so we got the project name. Let's add the column for, we need project description. So I'll go over here for project description and save that one. Yeah, and if you guys have questions or thoughts on like, hey, Austin, try this. This is going too slow. You can try this to speed it up. Or if you guys have thoughts on like working on this workflow, can you try this out or troubleshoot this for me? I'm happy to do that on this session. That's kind of what these are designed for as well. Okay, so I got the project due date. Let's get the project status. Oh, we have the project status. I think we need assigned team. So we're going to change this one to the project lead. All right. And we're actually going to make that a reference. I think you can make references here. Let's see, edit column. Name, link to table. Yeah, reference. And table to reference is going to be the user table. Boom. Row values that cannot be reasonably converted to a new type will be left empty. Takes time to process. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay, so now we just got to go to the user table and associate those values correctly. So this one, let's edit it. And we actually need to make it the ID. Let me make it the key. AppSheet specific. Show row ID. No, we don't want row ID. We need the key column. And not seeing it on here. I think we're just gonna, oh yeah. So the column type is just gonna be text. And then when we go to AppSheet, we'll make it the key. I'm trying to save this one. I feel like this one, it made it the label already. Because it's got this little arrow right here, label column of the table. So if y'all know how to change that in here or view that, go ahead and put that in the chat. Again, this is kind of not my first go at doing it in AppSheet databases, but I'm usually working in Sheets, so trying to see all the different nuances from Sheets to AppSheet databases. Okay, so one thing that I like, this is just like this is not necessarily a no-code preference. This is just like the tool of choice preference, right? So I also like producing music, and there's like softwares that I use to produce my music on, and I choose like the main software that I know how to use, and I just get really good at that one. And so that's just like a personal like preference that I've chosen, is to just like, if there's a tool that I like using and I know how to use it well, then I'll just get really proficient at doing that. And so similar concept here. If you're really good at building data structures in SQL or Google Sheets, or whatever platform you like designing in to like improve your business workflows, use that one and get really good at using that platform to kind of build your suite of workflows and rhythms. Okay, and then the last one that we have is going to be our reference column, and it's going to be the user table. So created by. All right, and it's referencing the user table, and save that one. Okay, so created date time, perfect. And then this one's going to be actually due date. Okay, so looks like we got all of that. in there. Let's see if I can see if I think I have them all now, right, Dale? So project name, project description. Let's see if it'll, let me do some copy paste here. Can't paste over linked columns. Okay. So we'll do these two maybe. Let's try these two. Paste over 3 rows. All right, Dale, it worked. There we go. Okay, so for project lead, let's go to the user table and input this data. So we need some columns over here, which looks like we need email, name, department, and the created date, time, and created by. Okay, so 4 columns. Let's get to work. So 1, 2, 3. This one's going to be created date, time, and then created by. All right. Okay, so now this one we need to make name and, oh wait, I think we need role or department. So we got those, and then we need email. I said 4, but I think we actually need 5. Let me see. I think I forgot how to count. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I did forget how to count. Okay, so here we go with this one, and let's copy those over to these columns. Okay, paste over 4. Boom. Works like a charm, Dale. Thanks for that one. Let's see. The only thing we didn't get was this one, which makes sense because name is the wrong column type, it looks like. So let's just make this a text field for now. I think I'm getting kind of the workarounds here that we'll need to do. So for this one, we'll change that to text, and let's see if it gets it. There we go. All right, so now we got the label over here, and this is going to be, you know what? I'm going to have to switch these. I don't think it's going to let me change this to the, well, let me see. Maybe it does. This column is a label and cannot be changed. Okay. All right, so we do have to change it to this one as the label, which, how do we do that? So this one is going to be type text, save, and I want to make this one the label. Oh, there, it was right in front of me. Should have saw that. So clicking the 3 dots right there, and oh, that's why I didn't see it, because I was clicking the label. It hides that. So they've got the show if feature on their own AppSheet databases there, right? Okay, so then this one's going to be the ID, and we'll change this to email and save that. Okay, so we got the email, it's going to be our ID, the name, department, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's set up, and then we can come back over here and say, who's the project lead? Now, this is a pretty sweet feature that I like. It like shows the whole context of what we're looking for. So let's just go ahead and go down the row and add the project leads here for each of them. Okay, and then project due date. Let's just take these and put that here. Okay. I don't think we need this one anymore. So let's delete that column. Okay, and we got our statuses. That's great. Let's come back over here and get our created date, time, and created features, or created by structure. Let's see. Can't paste over this one. Gonna change it to a text and then back to a reference. Okay. All right. So there we go. Okay. And let's see what is going on here. Maybe change this one to a text too. And get the user fields, date, time creations. There we go. All right. And then back to date, time. All right. So y'all are seeing all the learning curves that are happening right now. Okay, there we go. I was like, it erased those values. Okay, so that one looks great. We got the project table loaded up there, and now we have the user table. We could honestly have like an enum table to do statuses, but we won't worry about that for now. We have them listed as enums, just in case we want to do like color coding or anything. But I'm going to show you all something pretty cool that I like about AppSheet databases. We just got to get this task table created and we'll be good to go there. Okay, so for task table, we're going to have the columns that we have in the project field. And so we're going to need an ID column, project ID, and task name. Let's start with those. So I'll save that one. And then I'm actually, yeah, I'll make this one the label. And so this is going to be task name. And then task description. And some of our recommendations for like data normalization would say, hey, this is already the task table, so no sense of writing every column as task. You can go ahead and like fix that on the like display option inside of AppSheet. Just for the sake of time, I'm kind of speeding up that process. That way we don't have to go to the display. But yeah, typically we would just put task and then name. It also helps with expression writing. So you can just like call each of those values by like, you know, if you're doing like a dereference or something, for the task table back to the project table, you want to get some values out of there. You can do that by just like typing name and you'll go back to the project table. Okay, so, and then we need the ID column here. So we'll call it that one and push it over here. All right, so there's those, and then we need assigned team member. So get that one, save it, and then due date. We'll grab that one, save it. And right now I'm just going to do all text, and then we'll go back through and fix them once we get all these values, copy and paste it over. Task status. All right. And created date, time, and date, or created by. All right. Okay, so we've got all of those values in. Let's go ahead and just copy our data over. And then we will actually be able to start seeing some of those references come to life. Okay, so highlight, I think the procedure is like, we got to highlight all of these. If it'll let me scroll over. There we go. Okay, and then Control V. I'm on the task table. Okay, Control C. And back over here, Control V. All right, it's not liking that one right now. Let's do just one column. See how that works. Okay. All right, it's not liking the copy paste at all on this one. Not sure the reason for that. Oh, I know. I don't have the project ID. I forgot that. Okay. Now let's get this one way over here. I'm used to it like looking like I'm dragging the whole column. It's kind of weird that it just drags the header. I think that's fine. I'm used to, Google Sheets having the whole column come along with me. That's just like a UX design feature for these AppSheet databases. I think there's a little bit more power and usability from like our recommendation for Google Sheets or any backend database is that the app should only the end user of the app should never see the back end of the database. It should always be AppSheet that they're seeing. Okay, here we go. Perfect. All right. Okay, so I copied the headers. That's funny. Delete row. Okay, there we go. So now I've got the ID column, the project ID. So that's going to be my reference. Well, let me finish my thought there. So with AppSheet databases, though, you can actually have like some pretty cool views, which now that I have all this data in here, I'll show you the Kanban view that I like that. That's a pretty cool feature that you can't replicate like a Kanban board type workflow in AppSheet, but with the databases you can, which is pretty essential for some workflows to have that like drag, kind of like Trello, to just make it more user friendly. Okay, so another quick tip is we always label foreign keys with project ID, just so we know what table we're referencing. AppSheet will like automatically know it's a reference table if you just put project. Sometimes it works for project ID. I wish they would include that. So if they're listening, that would be great if y'all could use that as your kind of value that you're looking for is project ID rather than just the table name. But I don't know how that would work. So anyways, it did take out my project. So I'm just going to go through and, okay, this one's for content creation. That's marketing, financial analysis. That's going to be budget planning, sales training, and then budget is budget planning. All right, so we got our projects listed there. So very like intuitive user interface right there for those. And these are going to be assigned team member. Okay, so this is actually going to be a reference, link table reference, and oh, got that already. So table to reference user table, and we'll save that one. Okay. And let's just go back through and assign the team members that we want. Okay. So John, Jane, Michael, and then John again. And these might be not the right ones. Looks like Michael's in finance. Jane is in marketing. So let's give these top two to Jane. Okay, and then John's in sales. Perfect. All right. So that looks good there. Oh, we need to change our column types here. So let's do date for this one. and save it. Okay. And then this one is going to be an enum rather than just a text value. That way, let's see if it, oh wait, did I click the right one? Yeah, I did. Okay. And then, so it should give us those values listed there. And then over here for task status, we're also going to make that an enum. And enum is just the drop-down menu. Oops. Let's do that one. Okay. And that looks good there. And then again here, we're going to make these date time. Save that one. Yep. Okay. And this one is going to be reference. Let's see if it saves this. It's been like not saving the user value here when I make this a reference. Just turns it blank. It's probably telling me something on that message right there. So maybe next time it does that, I'll take a look at that. So yeah, I like that in AppSheet databases, you're already seeing like how the UI might look inside of AppSheet as far as like, we're not seeing the key value. So we can see like the label already for our foreign keys. So like this is referencing the user table, same here, the user table and the project ID, we're seeing the label. Whereas in Google Sheets, you're still like working with like that unique string of text or the emails associated for the users. So that is super nice. I do like that feature. I would say that's one pro for AppSheet databases there. A little bit easier readability from that standpoint. Okay, same thing here. Let's just do a little bit of data cleanup. So changing this to date time. And let's, oh, it took, okay, there it goes. It just takes a minute sometimes. That's a weird little thing right there. So not sure why it does that, but okay. And then this one, I'm just referencing the same table. So kind of redundant, but I guess it just helps to see like who created each of these users in AppSheet. That's probably not necessary, but just for consistency, we've got the user associated with each record on every table. So same thing here, do a reference and to the user table, save it. Okay, so got about 15 minutes left. Want to make sure we get through this. Okay, and that's already date time. Great. All right. I think we've almost got everything. This is a great question, Dale. Got me on this new workflow and kind of troubleshooting some of AppSheet databases for y'all, so y'all can see firsthand like, do I want to go down this route or do I want to stick to what I'm used to and staying within Google Sheets? So yeah, just a little bit of a like first impression review, I guess, for a comparison between making an app in Google Sheets and one in AppSheet databases. So I think my workflow might get a little bit faster. No, you're good, Dale. I'm glad we got to spend a lot of time working on this. It's good to do that side by side comparison. All right, so we got the TaskDirector data all imported in here now. Okay, so let me just show you guys a few of the features that are available just within the database. So I think you can. Oh, that's a pretty cool thing right there. So, yeah, it looks like you can have summary rows. Okay. Interesting. All right. So here's what I am really excited about. So they have this grid feature right here. And let me see if it will allow Kanban layout group table rows into vertical boards with a drop-down column. Okay, so it should let us do that with this enum column, um, which I'm not sure why it's not letting us do that. Maybe we need to add values. Not started, in progress, and completed. And let's just say those are the only values that it gets. Now let's see. Okay. Okay, add a new view. Task view, maybe. Save new view. Okay, this is the task view. It's not giving us that option yet. Let's see here. Group. Okay, so we have the ability to group stuff. I've been able to make the task, or sorry, the Kanban view before, which it's showing there, but it says requires a drop-down column in the table. Okay, maybe there's actually a column called drop-down now in this. AppSheet specific. No. I believe enum is the correct type. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, we have our drop-down column right there, which maybe I just need to select the right ones. Okay, there's not started. Completed. In progress. And completed. Okay, let's try that now. Nope. All right. Well, I may not be able to demo the Kanban view, which is unfortunate. Thought that would get that one there. Okay, well, we'll be on again tomorrow, so we can try to check out the Kanban view then. Don't want to get hung up on that one. Let's go ahead and send these over to AppSheet and do a comparison on how AppSheet imports the data, and we'll kind of wrap up with that. The drop-down type is enum column. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thanks, Dale. I do have that. So it looks like this one actually got in status. Oh, item type dropdown. Okay, I see. So in the project table, you can actually, it's got it to where it has the dropdown. Let me try that. Oh, is it in here? Oh, I see. Okay, there we go. Got it. Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Dale. Coming to save the day. All right. In progress, not started. Oh, and you can even assign it colors and then completed. All right. So let's do completed as green, not started as white, and in progress as, I guess blue is good. Okay, we'll save that. Okay, now it's got it. Let's see here. Is it? Yes. Okay. It looked like it was still covering it up, and I was like, oh no, it's still not going to work. Perfect. All right, we did it. Thank you guys in the chat for helping me out there. So now we can see our Kanban board and everything, right? We can actually click on every record, and this is something that is not even an app sheet. We can drag it. I think that's one of the coolest features of the Kanban status, right? Or the Kanban board that's in AppSheet databases. So this gets a win for me, and it actually updates the data for you as well as you're switching it through the columns. And it looks like there's like a couple of other statuses here that we would need to take off. But then you can actually switch back to the table view. So maybe we rename this view to table view. And so that way we can delineate which one is which. Can you do little icons? No. Okay. So yeah, it's just like you want the table view or you want the task view, which the task view should be the Kanban view. Maybe, okay, save. Oh, that's what I had to do. Okay, so you got to save it, and then now I'll come back over here. Boom, there's my task view. All right, sweet. Well, that kind of wraps up that segment there. Let's do this. So, we only got through the understanding the data structure today, as we were kind of looking at the side-by-side comparison of Google Sheets and AppSheet databases. Would you use the database as a user view? So short answer to that is yes. We've actually started thinking about, well, maybe since it does have like view types now, we can actually give that out to the end user and say, yeah, go ahead and interact with this data, especially since they have like the Kanban view. That's a view that's not one of the options in AppSheet. And so, yeah, with just a click of a button, you can make a Kanban feature and actually just give that, like share the AppSheet database with someone. It's similar to tables. I think Google Tables is kind of similar to this. And so AppSheet database is kind of working under that same kind of UX design rhythm. But yeah, I really like that Kanban feature, and it looks like there's even some more view types in here. The timeline, so that's in Google Sheets, but still, that's cool to see. And here looks like they have a calendar layout. So yeah, I think what we'll do tomorrow, if you guys come back, would love to have everybody that was on the chat today come back tomorrow. We'll keep working on this one. We'll sync both of them up over to the sorry. We'll sync both of them up over to AppSheet, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison of like, here's how to construct this app if you're working in Google Sheets, and here's how to construct it in AppSheet databases. And so, yeah, today we just looked at the data structure and understanding that component of it. Tomorrow, when you come back, we'll hop right back into the session. Go ahead and ask your questions. Maybe you want to have some prepared to ask me about either Google Sheets or AppSheet databases. And then we'll keep rocking and rolling through those. And by the end of the week, hopefully we'll have finished out for you guys. And then, yeah, we'll move forward from there. All right, so let me go ahead and switch over to our last slide. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to meet with us this afternoon, and take the time to ask your questions and everything. That was super fun today to just kind of go in a little bit different direction and take a look at AppSheet databases, which I haven't got to spend much time in. So that was a fun little endeavor there. All right. So if you like this video, you found some valuable content in here, make sure to like and subscribe to our AppSheet Training YouTube channel. You can register for these live streams at appsheettraining.com/livestream. I'm just going to have one for the week, and y'all can just register for that one. Since we're doing them every day, might change the format up on how y'all can register for things. But yeah, for now, just go to appsheettraining.com/livestream, and we'll get you synced up there. And then, like I said, tomorrow we'll be on here again at 3 p.m. Central Time. So every weekday, hoping to do one of these live streams with y'all and help you solve your business workflows through AppSheet and other no-code technologies. And so feel free to sign up for your free AppSheet Training Tech Talk, where you can do a one-on-one business use case with us, as well as just exploring overall business workflows for you. So our goal here is to really help capture what you're hoping to do inside of your business, build out those business critical systems so you can spend more time doing the things that you love and less time doing the things that aren't as much fun. So with that, I want to thank everyone for joining today. Hope you guys found some valuable information, and please feel free to stop by tomorrow, and we'll dive in again to some other no code tools and possibilities. All right. Until then, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.